but you're so supreme. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. Someday you go through the rain, and someday you'll feed on a tree frog. This ordeal, the trial to survive, for the day we see new life. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. Snake eater.
That's right, everyone. It is time. Tactical espionage action. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? If you are new to the channel, hello, welcome. If you're a longtime viewer, hello. It's been a while since I've been around. Just as usual, I'm AJ, your guy who makes dick jokes while playing video games. As I said, it's been a little bit since I've been back. As we're just kind of flitting through the extras here, I'll try and get through this as quick as I can so we can actually talk about video games and whatnot. I have been away for a little bit. I was supposed to be back last week. Some stuff over the weekend happened. I had family come back and visit and everything. You know, I've been kind of dealing with some mental shit. Biggest things that I've been dealing with have been the fact that I recently lost my job. Really fun, kind of came out of nowhere to me. Well, I'm not going to get into it. It's a whole thing. A couple weeks ago, I had some other issues where I took a couple weeks off because of some stuff. I thought everything was clear. Ended up losing my job. Again, I'm not going to sit here and say I got screwed over, but the way everything went down, it left a kind of a bad taste in my mouth. I'll phrase it like that. Yeah, I'm not going to get super into it, but yeah, it kind of messed with my head, kind of made me feel really defeated and everything. So I needed some time off to kind of get my head on straight and actually be able to be fun and hang out with you guys. So that is with that, and that is enough of the sad shit. Let's talk Metal Gear. This game dropped last week. Where have I played up to already? I have played all the way through the end boss fight, and I gotta say, so far I'm really liking the game. And note, all my opinions and thoughts here are going to be from a guy who did not play the original Metal Gear Solid 3. I know the Metal Gear Solid timeline because, I'm I enjoy the timeline of Metal Gear. I enjoy the story and everything. I find this alternate history and Kojima absolutely fascinating. But I've never played the originals. It's just something about the camera and everything. Just those older games, just really from that era. It's like people say, "Oh, you got to play You got to play the original Resident Evil." No, thank you. That fixed camera thing just does not jive with me. So we're gonna play actually. They have like a new modern control scheme compared to the old school control scheme. We'll see once we actually get into new game and kind of solidify some stuff. But it's so far after playing the game, and if anybody's wondering, yes, I do my commentary in post. I do it watching over it again in Adobe. But after playing the game, I gotta say I really enjoy it. This is not actually what I was expecting. I was actually kind of maybe expecting a little bit more of an action game, but no, it feels almost like a puzzle game where but instead of blocks and shit, it's Soviet soldiers. It's really interesting. The boss fights are super unique, but I mean, come on, what else is new? It's Kojima. I mean, the game looks good. I'm pretty sure all the voice acting and everything is pretty much exactly what the original was. Like I said, I've seen bits and pieces, so I can't tell you that every line is the same, but for the most part, everything seems pretty standard. Great that we had that BS trigger warning, like, just so you know, the thoughts and opinions and everything were of an older time, and I'm like, yeah, older time. What? This game came out in the early 2000s. Like, oh, bite me. Because, it's in a lot of this, it's Kojima kind of lampooning, oh my god, 007 and stuff like that, we'll get more into it as we go. Again, I can sit here and ramble and stammer all the way through this, but I have been super impressed by this game. It has been a lot of fun. The game looks gorgeous, all that. If you're wondering, are we going to play Snake versus Monkey, which, if I remember correctly, is where we go through some of the maps and actually fight from Ape Escape. We actually capture the monkeys from Ape Escape. Yeah, will we do that? Yeah, probably. There's a whole thing in this game where you find certain soldiers that'll drop these, like, film reels that I think actually show cutscenes or something from the original game and the original graphical and art style. Will I show all of those? I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but my plan is to yes, because you have to take down certain soldiers in a special way. I'm going to probably do keep playing through the on-camera one and then do like a off-camera kind of collection of these things with a guide and make sure that I get all of them. And who knows, maybe I'll record that and show where all the secrets are. But that's a thought for later me. So yeah, we'll probably do some of the other side stuff. I'll probably show you some of the other stuff. All in all, guys, this game is super cool. So it has been super cool so far. I'm super excited to get into this. I hope you guys are too. So yeah, let's get going. Let's see here. Not my first time playing the Metal Gear series, because I played 5, which I know is kind of mechanically the most, I'm not going to say dissimilar, but yeah, I'd say I think 5 is probably the most unique out of any of them. But really this has no massive effect on the game, but as you're seeing, you get additional basic equipment. So if you like all of them, you get a uniform and a grenade. Metal Gear Solid 5, you get face paint, you get uniform and all this stuff. The play style is interesting. Again, legacy versus new style. Again, if you want to see maybe like a quick run of the old school style, the old camera and everything, I could be persuaded to maybe do it like a no commentary, just kind of long form run of it. You know, if you're interested in that, hit me up, comments, all that stuff. As far as difficulty, I think I decided we play on normal as usual. But yeah. So for right now, for this initial run, we're gonna just play on normal. I do some restarts and stuff like that on levels where, you know, I raise the alarm because I'm trying to do it as stealthily as possible, and I try and do it non-lethal too, the way it should be done.
This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
God, it's so weird to me playing a game where Snake talks a lot. Just because, again, I'm so used to 5, where Snake didn't talk a lot. Granted, 5, we weren't really Snake. We were Venom Snake, and we were the... I'm trying to think here. Were we the big boss from the original Metal Gear? I think that's how the timeline breaks down. Because what was it, the Zanzibar land? Was that in the original Metal Gear? My brain thinks.
Altitude 30,000 feet.
Approaching Soviet airspace.
But
20 minutes.
but yeah, in Metal Gear Solid 5, we were not playing as Snake. We were playing as, you know, the stand-in for Snake.
Ready to go.
So this one, you know, we got the full David Hayter. We got the
Good. We've got high visibility.
you know, we got David Hayter, we got the full Snake experience. Of course, the cigar.
Put out that cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to
Kiss my ass.
Put on your mask. Does this panty waste know what he's doing?
Panty waist.
Approaching release point.
Granted, at this point in time, this is
10
like
minutes to drop off.
this is Snake's first real operation, isn't it?
Put out the cigar and put on your mask.
So I'm trying to think. Like, this was Snake's first real trip to the battlefield, if I remember correctly. That's why, you know, spoilers, quote unquote. You know, the whole thing with him and
to drop off. Opening
him and
rear
the
hatch.
boss. You know, he has not found an emotion to bring onto the battlefield. All that. God damn it, that is a sick shot. Look, I know, I've seen people bitch about the whole, oh, they put a trigger warning at the beginning. Frankly, I'd rather they put a shitty trigger warning at the beginning of games instead of actually, like, messing with, like, especially with this, with a remake of a game from back then. I'd much rather they just put a shitty trigger warning and leave things in, because they leave a lot of shit in for this game, and I'm very okay with that.
1 minute to drop off. Move to the rear.
But yeah, man, they do a lot of really cool shots.
History books. The world's first Halo jump.
As you said, first Halo jump in history, which, correct me if I'm wrong, stands for high altitude, low opening. Essentially, the plane tries to fly above radar, and you open your chute below where the radar would see
your
it.
wings and fly.
God be with you.
I thought it was a snake, not a bird. Okay, as I always ask for things like this, are the flips necessary? They're cool. Are they necessary, really?
Jack, I've got some important news. The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the Virtuous mission.
Virtual mission?
No, the Virtuous mission. The future of our Fox unit depends on it. If it succeeds, we'll be officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous
See, I'm pretty sure this dialogue
some
is
kind of
just
initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
Right. So what exactly is this wonderful mission?
Well, about 2 years ago, A certain Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West through one of our moles. His name is Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov. He's head of the OKB 754 Design Bureau, one of the Soviets' top-secret weapon research facilities, and the East's foremost expert on weapons development.
Sokolov, isn't he that famous rocket scientist?
The very same. On April the 12th, 1961, the Soviets achieved the first manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin to orbit was the A-1, known as the Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible for the multi-engine cluster used in that rocket. After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become the head of the newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau, that's quite a success story, so why'd he want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
Afraid?
I'll put on subtitles.
Crisis
You know, I put subtitles on later.
And for
But
that,
goddamn,
he
I
left
love
his
that
country, his
those
family behind,
drawings
went
of
over
like
the
the half
Not
shadow
exactly.
and everything.
One
Just
of his
the,
conditions was that his family was
that
also
hand-drawn
taken
art style
safely to
of-
the West.
for a lot of the
Mole,
Metal
to
Gear
get the
games for
family out
portraits,
first,
I think are
succeeded
just
in
so
sneaking
good looking.
Sokolov over the Berlin Wall shortly
I'm glad
after.
they reuse these
I
things.
was
This is
the
what I'm
one who
talking about.
conducted the operation.
The security on the eastern side was still full of holes back then. Then what?
We got Sokolov over in one piece, but the whole ordeal had left him exhausted, and we checked him into a hospital in West Berlin. It took him 2 weeks and more than 600 miles to get from the research facility in the Soviet Union to Berlin. He was in no condition to say anything coherent. And it was only a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
October the 16th, 1962, President Kennedy received word that the Soviets were in the process of deploying intermediate-range ballistic missiles in Cuba. The President demanded that the Soviets dismantle and remove the missiles. At the same time, he announced a naval blockade to prevent further missile shipments from reaching Cuba. But the Soviets didn't back down, instead placing their armed forces on secondary alert. Soviet transport ships carrying missiles continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war. Frantic negotiations were conducted through the UN's Emergency Security Council and unofficial channels to end the hair-trigger standoff. Finally, on October the 28th, the Soviet Union agreed to remove its missiles from Cuba, and so the world avoided a nuclear holocaust. But in order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to make a deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its IRBMs from Turkey?
No. The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete. And we were going to get
The
rid of them
Turkey
anyway.
deal.
They had no strategic
That-
value whatsoever
that makes me
to either
smile.
the US or the Russians. The Turkey deal was a ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies around the world.
So what did the Russians really want?
Sokolov. They wanted us to return Sokolov.
You mean the Soviets pulled out of Cuba just to get their hands on Sokolov?
That's right.
What the hell was he working on?
At the time, we had no idea. We were running out of time. It was either give up Sokolov or risk full-scale nuclear war. In the end, we had no choice. President Kennedy gave in to Khrushchev's demand. The next day, I got Sokolov out of the hospital, handing him over to agents on the eastern side. Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me," until he disappeared from my sight. Then, a month ago, we received some new information from one of our moles.
About Sokolov?
Yes. He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision. What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
So what kind of weapon is it? Something to do with space rockets?
No, missiles.
Same technology.
I guess you're right. We don't know the details, but it appears to be a new kind of nuclear device. For half a year now, the Soviets have been conducting frequent nuclear tests at Semipalatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking about a secret weapon so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
Is Sokolov still in the facility?
No, according to our intelligence, he's in Selinoyarsk, a place in the mountains about 3 miles to the west that's known as the Virgin Cliffs.
The Virgin Cliffs. Nice name for a virtuous mission.
They moved him there just recently.
Why?
Apparently, they're conducting a field test of the weapon, but it's our best chance to get him back. This mission would never have been possible if he was still in the research facility. This is our last chance. Sokolov must have known that.
You know,
too,
I
when he
get that they
contacted us.
wanted to, you know, they just start this with something cool with, you know, like with this jump and everything. But then, man, that dialogue, I get it. I mean, they're setting up the history, they're setting up the, you know, the world state and everything, especially with this game kind of being a prequel. Well, not kind of being, with this game being a prequel. Oh, you see the R1 up there? I thought that was to pull the chute. No, the R1 is, it goes to first-person view.
Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selena
Well, yeah, man,
in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the west.
With this game taking place, excuse me, at the beginning of
If we
the
don't get Sokolov back before that weapon
Metal
is
Gear
complete,
Solid kind of
we'll be facing
chronology,
a major crisis.
well, hell, even then,
The clock is ticking.
you know, there's still there are still things to be mentioned about the
Once we've confirmed
Metal
the
Gear
rescue of
chronology
Sokolov,
with the
stand by at the
philosophers and
recovery
everything like
point.
that.
A recovery balloon will be dropped at that point. Helium will be pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The process takes about 20
Yeah,
minutes.
just wait till Metal Gear Solid 5. Oh,
Once it's
again,
complete,
wasn't you. Never
gunship's arm
mind.
will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
Take it easy. It's been combat proven.
Do you think Sokolov is up to it?
The shock will be less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So you're planning on going over the border in a single combat Talon?
She's equipped with two 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as two 40mm machine guns.
Sounds like she could hold her own against a battalion of tanks.
Even with the fuel in the reserve tank, we're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
Home in time for dinner.
Again, though, the point that I was trying to make was, I feel that dialogue scene talking about Sokolov and everything for the Virtuous mission, it felt a little long, but I get it, it's necessary. I don't know, I'm a little torn. I don't know what it is about that just makes me laugh. It's just the intensity. It's very Kojima. He just loves these. He's kind of like Michael Bay, in a way. I mean, except he can also tell a really good story. But, you know, where he just loves these, like, super cinematic, like, lens flare shots. And it works for him. It works for him as a style. I am one of those people who... People give shit to Kojima. He's like, oh, he just does weird shit to do weird shit. No, I think he's just a very... He has a very unique way of thinking. You know, yes, is he a bit of an artiste? Yeah. But, you know, you look at, like, the movies he likes, the music he likes, all this stuff. Yeah, it's just, I think this is almost... It's always a love letter to the shit he likes. And I respect it. I think he's very good at what he does. Same with the guy who made the Nier series, Nier Automata. Because he also did not Dragon's Dogma, Drakengard. Is that what it was? That's the prequel to the Nier games. I can't remember the first one.
What do you mean?
You've eaten one before, haven't you?
In survival training?
I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know if I'd ever order one in a restaurant, but...
Be careful, you might not have a choice.
What about you, Major? What should I call you?
Let's see. I'll be
Are
Tom.
we going to talk about
Major Tom.
the giant, the parachute and the mask and everything that we just dropped?
Not
And
be
just
seen by the enemy.
saying.
You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of infiltration is the Fox unit's speciality. In other words, weapons and equipment are procured on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
Great. Now I see why you asked me if I like snakes. I suppose calling me Snake was your idea of a joke, too.
No, there's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is right.
Gotcha. Getting back to the subject, how exactly am I supposed to feed myself?
You've been issued a knife and a tranquilizer gun. Use them to hunt for food. You'll also find some medical supplies in your backpack.
Yeah, about the backpack. I lost it in a tree on the way down.
I see. Well, you'd better go back and get it then. You know where it is?
No problem. I can see it from here. It's stuck on a branch.
To climb a tree, stand in front of a tree that's covered in ivy and press the action button. I'll be monitoring your progress over the radio. We can't risk violating Soviet airspace, but I'll be in the gunship. My frequency is 140.85. I'll give you a call if I need to talk to you.
All right, now we start things. This is,
Okay, Snake.
if you're gonna notice, I'm gonna run around and do a little, just be a little goofy here. But the controls on this game are very different from what I'm used to. I'm not going to say very different. It just... This game does not feel like a lot of... like you'd expect it to from playing traditional, like, action stealth games. I guess it kind of reminds me of Metal Gear Solid 5, but even then it's different. I mean, the fact that there's no sprint is one thing that really throws me off. But...
I see you've retrieved your backpack, Snake. To equip a weapon, it's necessary to take it out of your backpack. In the survival viewer, choose Weapon from the backpack. Your available weapons will be displayed in a list on the screen. From that list, choose the weapon you want to equip and press the Enter button. For other equipped items, just do the same thing from Item.
Got it. Use the survival viewer backpack.
Yep, that's right. Survival is fundamental to this mission. After you've been out in the field for a while, your stamina will start to drop. If your stamina gets too low, it'll affect your performance. You won't be able to shoot accurately, for example, and your wounds won't heal as smoothly. Keep an eye on your stamina so you don't run out. To recover lost stamina, you can hunt for local flora and fauna. You can use either your tranquilizer gun or your knife to hunt.
My only weapon is a Mark 22 Hush Puppy tranquilizer gun?
That's right. It's been fitted with its own suppressor. However, the suppressor will deteriorate every time you fire. Once its durability reaches 0, the noise suppression effect will be gone. So don't get too trigger happy with it. The suppressor's durability is shown in the icon. Any weapons and equipment beyond what you're carrying now, you'll have to find as you go.
I have to find my own weapons and equipment? Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
Solo covert actions are standard Fox operating procedure. You can't leave
Are
any
we
traces of your
going
presence.
to talk about the parachute that I left?
Footprints, sweat, or bodily waste.
The
Same goes
he
for
keeps
bullets and
saying that, and it bothers me
Your
that we
presence
just
in
dropped
enemy
that
territory
parachute.
is already a
I
violation
know.
of
He's like, well, what the hell do you
National
expect us to do
Warfare.
with it? I don't know, but
We're not
we're
supposed to be any
leaving
American
something
soldiers in
behind that's
It
pretty
could spark
big,
an
you know,
international
compared to he's like, don't even leave
Can't
shell
let anyone
casings.
see you. You can't let the enemy know you're there. This is a stealth mission. You're a ghost, Snake, in every sense of the word. And there'll be no rescue if you're captured. The military and US government will deny any involvement in the affair.
Then I'll just have to take care of myself, huh?
I'm afraid so. You've been given a fake death pill for that purpose. SIS guidelines stipulate that soldiers on covert ops like this one be issued a potassium cyanide capsule. Tape it to your body so you can take it when you need to.
How generous of you.
Use it if you're taken prisoner
This
by the
is
enemy.
Chekhov's
Send you into a
death
state of
pill.
false death for a short time.
Fooling them into thinking that I'm really dead. So, how do I come back to life?
Just take the revival pill.
You mean that thing they put in my tooth before the mission?
That's the one. But be careful. If you remain in a state of false death for too long, nothing will be able to bring you back.
Not for you.
I'll keep it in mind.
Against
This is a
you.
solo mission, right?
Right.
I guess that means I can't count on any reinforcements.
Correct. The mission rests entirely in your hands.
A real one-man army.
Relax. There's a support team ready to back you up over the radio.
Who?
I'll introduce them to you. This time, survival is of utmost importance. The first member of the support team will be in charge of monitoring your physical condition, acting as a medic, so to speak, as well as recording your mission data. She's a member of Fox as well, and she's here on the gunship with me.
She.
Hello, Snake. I'm paramedic. Nice to meet you.
Paramedic.
As in a medic who comes in by parachute.
Aren't you going to tell me your real name?
Are you going to tell me yours, Mr. Snake?
My name, huh? It's John Doe.
And they call you Jack.
Names mean nothing on the battlefield. What's your name?
A name means nothing
Just
on
the
the
juxtaposition of those two
After
sentences being
no one
right
has
next to
a
each other is really
What's
funny
your
to me.
name?
Jane Doe.
Very funny.
I wasn't joking, but I'll tell you my name only if you manage to make it back alive. My frequency is 145.73.
She's also in charge of recording your mission data. Whenever you want to save, send a message over the reserved save frequency, 140.96.
So saving lets me record my mission data.
That's right. It also records the state of your health.
Good to know.
There's one more person I want to introduce you to, Snake. Speaking of snakes, you remember the boss, don't you? A legendary soldier and your mentor. Actually, it was the boss that got the DCI's authorization in the first place. She's going to be serving as Fox's mission advisor.
Boss is?
She also helped me plan this mission. She and I were...
SAS, was that the precursor to British intelligence?
That's right.
I think.
It's me.
Correct me if I'm wrong there.
Talk to me. Let me hear your voice.
It's been 5 years, 72 days, and 18 hours.
You've lost weight.
You can tell just by the sound of my voice.
Of course I can. I know all about you.
Really? Well, I don't know anything about you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Why'd you disappear on me all of a sudden?
I was on a top secret mission. You didn't need me anymore.
But there were still so many things I wanted you to teach me.
No, I taught you everything you needed to know about fighting techniques. I taught you all I could.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that's something you've got to do kind of just through being on the battlefield.
What about how to think like a soldier?
How to think like a soldier?
I still love, though, how they're talking about, you know, it's like, oh, I'm a soldier, being on the battlefield. And I'm like, yeah, but you're also, like, a spy. But, I mean, I guess we're doing, like, Rambo shit. I don't know.
Technique doesn't even matter. What's most important is spirit.
Because I feel like we blur the lines between soldier and covert operative a little too,
I can't teach
you know.
how to think. You'll just have to figure
But this
it
whole
out
thing is also a
yourself.
love letter to, like, old school James Bond, so
Just because soldiers are
I
on
don't
the
know.
same side right now doesn't mean they always will be. Having personal feelings about your comrades is one of the worst sins you can commit. Politics determine who you face on the battlefield. And politics are a living thing.
I think he's got mommy issues, guys.
Yesterday's good might be tomorrow's evil.
Is that why you abandoned me?
No, it had nothing to do with you. I already told you, Jack. I was on a top secret mission. A soldier has to follow whatever orders he's given. It's not his place to question why. But you're looking for a reason to fight. You're a natural-born fighter, but you're not quite a soldier. A soldier is a political tool, nothing more. That's doubly true if he's a career soldier. Right and wrong have no place in his mission. He has no enemies and no friends. Only the mission. You follow the orders you're given. That's what being a soldier is.
I do whatever I have to get the job done. I don't think about politics.
That's not the same thing. Sooner or later, your conscience is going to bother you. In the end, you have to choose whether you're going to live as a soldier or just another man with a gun. There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
I follow the president and the top brass. I'm ready to die for them if necessary.
The president and the top brass won't be there forever. Once their terms are up, others will take their place.
I follow the will of the leader, no matter who's in charge.
People aren't the ones who dictate the missions.
Then who does?
The times. People's values change over time, and so do the leaders of a country. So there's no such thing as an enemy in absolute terms. The enemies we fight are only enemies in relative terms, constantly changing with the times. As long as we have loyalty...
See, it's a little weird you say loyalty to the end, but one of the Cobra unit is called The End.
And that's the way.
I don't know, that's always been, it just seems weird to me.
With absolute certainty is the mission, Jack.
All right, but do me a favor.
What is it?
Call me Snake.
Snake. Oh, right. Your code name is Snake. It suits you well.
That's right. The legendary unit that the boss put together during World War II was a snake. The Cobra unit. A group of heroes that brought the war to an end and saved the world. As long as you've got a legendary hero backing you up, you'll be fine. Isn't that right, Snake?
Yeah. I can't think of anyone else I'd rather have with me. Oh, and one more thing, boss.
Yes?
It's good to hear your voice again.
Same here. After all, who knows if either of us will make it out alive? Snake, you are always best at urban warfare and infiltrating buildings. But this is the jungle. Survival is going to be key. Those CQC techniques I taught you are sure to come in handy.
CQC? Close quarters combat, huh? I've been in the Green Berets for the past few years. I'm probably pretty rusty.
Not to worry. I'll be here to help you remember. After all,
I guess they're saying this is his first survival mission, not his first
Where are you, boss?
combat
Next to the
engagement,
major.
I
The boss is
suppose.
communicating with us by radio from aboard a Permit-class submarine in the Arctic Ocean.
My frequency is 141.80. Call me if you need my advice on battle techniques.
Gotcha.
Your mission is to retrieve Dr. Sokolov. Dr. Sokolov is being held in an abandoned factory located to the north of your current position. Avoid heavy combat and don't let anyone see you. Don't forget that this is a stealth mission.
Snake, try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
If memory serves, the boss and Snake developed
Commencing Virtuous
CQC
mission.
kind of like
Now.
in tandem. So this is really cool. So there's a camouflage system that's indicated by that percentage in the bottom, so you can actually dress up Snake however you want. I think it's pretty cool. And once you once you have it takes me a little bit to figure this out, but I've figured it out now. That once you have a set, you can do a what's the term here? There's a quick switch option where instead of having to go into your survival viewer, you can hold up on the D-pad, and it will give you the combinations of camouflage and face paint. So you can see what the best so you can see like what your traditional uses of your traditional combos, how they will handle the particular environment, shall we say. And yes, you will see me fiddling around with the backpack quite a bit, because you know me, I love fiddling around with inventory. I also love all the face paints for all the different countries. You know, it's just like, oh, throw on the face paint for throw on like face paint for Russia and just run up to him going, friendly, friendly. Yeah, dude, when I saw that thing move, it scared the shit out of me. I was like, will it attack me, or they will attack you if they I'm trying to figure out like how can I like knife it, or yes, but you have to pull out the knife and you have to, it's like those mushrooms that you're seeing sitting there. You can pick those up, but it takes me a long ass time to figure out how to do that because I'm dumb. But you can shoot animals as well to collect them for food. They can spoil. So actually taking some alive actually is useful. So you can tune it to the different settings that you want, or you can just call somebody on the radio. And if you call paramedic when you find a new animal or whatever, she'll give you the breakdown of, oh, here's the... She'll give you a little spiel about the animal. It's actually kind of cool. Like, there's a lot of fun dialogue, like extra dialogue or whatever, that you can get by talking to the different... by calling into, Major Tom every so often, or... your combat support, or this, that, the other thing. It's really pretty neat. And yes, a lot of it is very silly, but come on. That's half the fun. Again, something else that almost made me piss myself is when I saw that crocodile. Or alligator? I'm going crocodile, seeing the... And I totally missed the one right in front of me. There's a whole bunch of them around here. So your health, I think as long as there's not a red bar on it, your health will just naturally... increase. Oh, this is he moves through the mud. You see him. Yeah, there are times that if you move on the mud, you can actually you'll see him actually. When you're standing on it, he'll actually sink down. And that one, I guess, I hit some quicksand or something. Snake. Yeah, right there. You if you noticed, I watch that. Watch it again. He sinks. I don't know. I think that's cool. Yep, and you can trank them. I don't try it with these guys, but I try it with a large animal down the line. But you can knife them, and you should be able to get food from them. So I'm gonna bet I could have knifed these guys to kill them and gotten food. Yeah, again, pull out the knife. Pull out the knife as a weapon, just without a gun, and they will. And you can knife things more freely. Yep, and there's a whole bunch of pickups in this game. Just like the original, yes, there are just shitloads of pickups. Oh yeah, and if you you trank them, but then walk right into them, it will wake up the crocodiles. See, personally, I prefer to keep the compass out, just so I don't have to worry about the battery or whatever. And plus, it it gives me just a good view of, where everything is, where the objective is, etc., etc. And yes, you can go first person with the knife. Again, man, you keep seeing these like giant snakes in the grass. As a guy who absolutely despises snakes, it scares the shit out of me constantly.
I see you've captured a giant anaconda. The giant anaconda is believed to be the largest snake in the world in terms of weight and diameter. It's not poisonous, but its large size makes it extremely powerful. They say it even eats crocodiles. Its only natural predator is man.
And snake.
And snake.
Got it. So how does it taste?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
I'm glad I didn't disappoint you. So?
Well, the guide says it tastes all right.
Good. I'll have to try some.
All right, my friends, and that is where we are going to leave it for today. I'm gonna get back into a rhythm a little slowly, but yeah, guys, it is good to be back with y'all. I am sorry for that break, especially after taking another break. Like I said, things got a little nuts here, IRL, and not happy with the way it went down, but hey, man, that's life. So I'm getting back into the swing of things. Y'all are the best, as always. I know I always say it, but seriously, I love you guys. You're great. All that, love bombing shit that people would accuse me of. But it just always means a lot to me that, you're willing to give up some of your day to hang out with me while I sit and, I don't know, talk shit and play video games. So thank you so much, guys. See you all in the next one. Social media in the description, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Help me with those YouTube algorithms and all that. And I'll see you in the next one. Till then, guys, I'm out.